Number 10. The Kangnido Revelation. In 1402, Korean cartographers compiled the Kangnido Map. It remains one of the most sophisticated documents of the pre-modern era. The map was created during the reign of King Taejong. It depicts the old world with startling geographical fidelity. Korean scholars utilized a vast network of Chinese, Islamic, and Japanese source materials. They lacked modern surveying equipment, yet achieved incredible precision. The African continent is shaped with an elongated, tapering southern tip. This detail predates Portuguese expeditions by nearly a century. Historians like Gary Ledyard have studied its internal accuracy for years. The map reflects a global knowledge exchange between East and West. It challenges the Eurocentric view of the Age of Discovery. European maps of this period often contained mythological creatures. In contrast, the Kangnido focused on topographic accuracy and political borders. The map includes the Mediterranean and the Arabian Peninsula in recognizable proportions. Scholars note that the map's compilation was a royal project. It was intended to show the king's reach and the world's scale. Some researchers believe the map utilized data from lost Islamic maritime records. Others suggest Chinese trade networks provided the necessary intelligence. Regardless of origin, the level of detail is objectively impossible for the time. It implies that information flowed across continents more freely than we assume. We see here a synthesis of multiple intellectual traditions. The Korean scholars acted as information brokers for a global empire. Their work remains a cornerstone of Asian cartographic history. It proves that advanced geography existed outside of the European sphere. This map serves as an early prototype for the modern atlas. We must reconsider the connectivity of the 15th century world. The map was not a singular accident of genius. It was the result of a long-standing, undocumented scientific tradition. Many original copies were lost, but 2 versions survive in Japan today. Each copy provides a window into a forgotten global network. The accuracy of the interior regions is particularly baffling for historians. We are forced to admit that ancient sailors were far more capable than credited. The map is a testament to the power of cross-cultural scholarship. It reminds us that progress is not always a linear, European-led journey. We look at the map and see the world as it truly was known. The Kangnido remains an enduring enigma in the history of science. It stands as a bridge between the medieval mind and modern understanding. Every line on the parchment is a challenge to our current narrative. We continue to study these artifacts for clues about the past. Perhaps the truth is hiding in plain sight on these documents. The history of cartography is still being rewritten by such findings. We look forward to what new research will uncover about the Kangnido. Until then, it remains a masterpiece of ancient ingenuity. It is a silent witness to a more connected human history, a world defined by shared wisdom rather than isolation. Number 9. The Farmero Map. In the heart of Venice during the 1450s, a monk named Fra Mauro composed a map of unparalleled scale. This world map, or Mappamundi, challenged the religious cartography of its time. Unlike other maps, it prioritized empirical observations from travelers and merchants. Fra Mauro lived at the monastery of San Michele in Murano. He explicitly stated that he consulted ancient travelers, including those from the east. The map is massive, measuring over 2 meters in diameter. It depicts the world, not just as a flat plane, but with spherical aspirations. What makes this map truly anomalous is its depiction of southern Africa. It shows a clear sea route around the southern tip of Africa. This was documented years before the Portuguese voyages of discovery. How did a cloistered monk gain access to such maritime secrets? The answer lies in the Venetian trade network. Venice served as the nexus point for Mediterranean and Indian Ocean commerce. Merchants returning from Asia brought descriptions of the Indian Ocean's shape. Fra Mauro synthesized this intelligence with classic Greek texts and contemporary data. Some researchers suggest he had access to secret logs from lost expeditions. His inclusion of the Southern Passage is a direct contradiction to Ptolemy's view. Ptolemy argued for a closed Indian Ocean blocked by land. Fra Mauro chose to believe his sources over the established scientific dogma. This requires a high degree of confidence in the underlying evidence. The detail in the southern coast suggests actual navigation rather than mere conjecture. We must consider the influence of early Arab cartographers like Al-Idrisi on Mauro. His work demonstrates that the medieval world was not as isolated as we think. The map is rich with illustrations of cities, ports, and trade routes. It provides a visual encyclopedia of geographical knowledge for the mid-15th century. Morrow's work shows that empirical evidence was beginning to undermine tradition. He was a scientist operating within a religious institution. His maps represent the transition from medieval symbolism to Renaissance exploration. Many of his contemporaries still believed in a flat Earth or central Eden. Fra Mauro looked at the horizon and saw potential for global navigation. He was a pioneer of data visualization in the true sense. Every inkstroke on his map tells a story of a global merchant. The map acts as a repository for lost oceanic, ethnic, and climatic data. It remains one of the most important documents of pre-Columbian discovery. Researchers from the Biblioteca Marciana continue to analyze his annotations today. They find constant surprises regarding his sources and accuracy. The map is a testament to the resilience of human curiosity. It captures a moment when the world was expanding beyond all boundaries. Every geographic detail points towards an unknown, extensive history of exploration. It is a masterpiece that bridges the gap between folklore and reality. Fra Mauro's map forces us to confront our limited view of the medieval past. We discover more about humanity's reach with every study. The world was never as small as we once thought. History is a map that is always being redrawn. We continue to honor those who saw the world for what it was. Number 8. The Zeno Map. In 1558, a Venetian publisher named Niccolò Zeno released a map. It supposedly depicted voyages undertaken by his ancestors in the 1390s. The map covers the North Atlantic, including Iceland and Greenland. It also includes the mysterious island of Friesland. This island does not appear on any modern map. Many historians have dismissed the Zeno map as a clever fabrication. However, it displays a remarkably accurate coastline for parts of the northern Atlantic. Critics point to the fact that the original manuscripts were lost. Only a printed version published long after the alleged voyages exists. Zeno claimed to have found the journals in his family home. He was a nobleman trying to bolster his family's prestige. This casts doubt on the veracity of the geographical information. But let us look at the maritime data presented. The map accurately outlines the shores of Newfoundland and parts of Canada. This suggests the inclusion of information from pre-Columbian explorers. Could the Zeno brothers have reached North America a century before Columbus? Or did they gain access to oral histories from Icelandic sailors? The map also notes specific sea currents and depth sounding. These details would be difficult to invent without direct ocean experience. Even if the journals were embellished, the source map may be legitimate. We see a confluence of medieval exploration and Renaissance myth-making. The island of Friesland is often interpreted as a distorted depiction of the Faroe Islands. However, some argue it represents a landmass that has since subsided. Geological evidence in the North Atlantic shows rapid changes in sea levels. Others suggest the map is a composite of different older charts. The map remains a focal point in the debate over secret maritime history. Its accuracy in specific coastal features is hard to ignore. It serves as a reminder that cartography was a contested space of politics and status. The Zeno map may be a mixture of truth and family legend. Even if it is a fabrication, it reveals what people believed was possible in the 14th century. We are examining the intersection of propaganda and genuine geographic curiosity. The map influenced major cartographers like Gerardus Mercator. They relied on its data for their own world projections. This gives the Zeno map a lasting impact on how the North was depicted. We look at it today as a piece of maritime mystery. It challenges us to separate myth from early exploration. Whether the Zeno family traveled there or not, the map remains a fascinating historical anomaly. History often leaves us with more questions than answers. Every document has a hidden story to tell. We must look closer at the edges of known maps. The past is a puzzle that keeps evolving. Zeno's legacy is defined by this persistent doubt. We are better for the curiosity it inspires. The North remains a space of wonder and mystery. History continues to surprise us. Number 7. The Waldseemüller Pacific. In 1507, cartographer Martin Waldseemüller produced a revolutionary world map. It was the first map to formally label the New World as America. This was in honor of Amerigo Vespucci. The map shows the Pacific Ocean in a way that should have been impossible. Official history claims the Pacific was discovered by Balboa in 1513. Yet, Waldseemüller depicted the oceanic expanse 6 years prior. This suggests that the scope of the New World was understood before official accounts. Waldseemüller had access to the secret collections of the Duke of Lorraine. He was well connected within the academic circles of his day. The map's accuracy regarding the Americas is surprisingly modern in its scale. It displays a vast ocean separating the new continent from Asia. This data must have been derived from earlier classified voyages. Perhaps Spanish or Portuguese explorers had already crossed the Atlantic and reached the other side. Waldseemüller later attempted to remove the reference to America from subsequent maps. He seemingly grew fearful of the implications of such early, accurate data. Historians believe the map was based on a synthesis of diverse pilot records. It represents a transition from a limited world to a truly global one. The map is a testament to the fact that discovery often precedes the history books. We see the expansion of human consciousness reflected in the cartography. Waldseemüller's work was the ultimate data leak of the Renaissance era. It suggests that ship captains kept two sets of logs, one for the crown and one for private study. The Pacific wasn't a sudden discovery, but an accumulation of nautical whispers. Researchers find it fascinating how easily the map was accepted at the time. It was not seen as a miracle of discovery, but as a summary of current reports. This implies the knowledge was already circulating in maritime communities. By 1513, the official discovery only confirmed what some cartographers already knew. We are looking at a document that bypassed official censorship. It reveals the gap between real-world exploration and state-sanctioned history. Martin Waldseemüller left us with a puzzle that still intrigues academics. His map is a blueprint of the early colonial mindset. Every geographic line serves as a critique of our linear history. We continue to analyze the source materials that inspired his vision. It remains a cornerstone of the American mapping legacy. The map is more than a drawing. It is a time capsule of secrets. Some secrets were hidden in plain sight. The map represents the beginning of the information age. History is a collection of fragments. We have only scratched the surface of what they knew. Waldseemüller's legacy is safe for now. Future studies will surely reveal more. We are still writing the story of the discovery. A global view was always the goal. The map survived, and so does the question. One map, many truths. Number 6, the Piri Reis, Antarctica. In 1513, Ottoman Admiral Piri Reis completed a world map on gazelle skin. It is perhaps the most debated document in cartographic history. The map shows the Atlantic coastline with startling accuracy. More controversially, it seems to depict the northern coast of Antarctica. This is centuries before the continent was officially discovered. Mainstream historians argue it is a misinterpretation of South America. They suggest the southern tip was skewed to fit the page, but the internal detail suggests a sophisticated source. Piri Reis himself admitted to using 20 different source maps. These included ancient Greek charts and documents from Columbus. How could an ancient source possess subglacial topographic data? Some researchers argue it records features hidden beneath the ice. This implies knowledge from a period when the ice was absent. The Holocene climate optimum is one possible explanation for this knowledge. It was a time when the poles were significantly warmer. Piri Reis was a man of science, constantly seeking empirical data. His notes indicate he valued navigation logs over religious mythology. The precision of the coordinates is statistically significant, according to some studies. The U.S. Air Force analyzed the map for its potential accuracy. They acknowledged that some features matched seismic survey data. Critics argue that the map's distortions are typical of non-Euclidean projections. Yet, it remains an outlier in our understanding of maritime history. Was Piri Reis simply a visionary who compiled lost, advanced knowledge? His map reflects a world that was far more interconnected than we imagined. The Ottoman Navy was a major power, gathering intelligence from every reach. They were the clearinghouse for information from the New World and beyond. This map serves as a bridge between the ancient and the early modern. It asks us to question the linear progression of human geography. Whether or not it shows Antarctica, its compilation is a feat of intelligence. It is a masterpiece that will continue to spark research. Every line on the parchment holds a piece of a forgotten puzzle. We look at the map and see the ambition of the Ottoman age. It is a document that refuses to be ignored or explained away. The truth may lie somewhere between mystery and science. We keep looking. The map waits for the next discovery. Every detail tells a story. A story written on gazelle skin, an echo of forgotten sailors. The legend of the map is eternal. It remains our most intriguing window into the past. We study it to understand ourselves. Piri Reis did more than map the world. He questioned. The question survives. The puzzle remains unsolved. Number 5, the Onaxis Pacific. Before official discovery, maps like the Onaxis chart hinted at a vast Pacific. This 16th century manuscript shows the Pacific long before Balboa. It features a chain of islands that match modern geographic profiles. The charts were held in private merchant collections for centuries. They represent the clandestine knowledge of early explorers who kept trade secrets. The Pacific wasn't just a physical barrier. It was a closely guarded merchant domain. Onaxis charts show detailed depth soundings near volcanic islands. These were critical for avoiding shipwrecks in unexplored waters. Many of these charts were intentionally destroyed by state actors. They feared rival nations would gain competitive advantages. The survivors of these maps give us a peek into the real reach of 15th century ships. We see that the unknown was not truly unknown. It was simply off-limits to the public and the church. Cartographers like Onaxis were the intelligence officers of their day. They mapped the world for survival, not just for glory. Their work was often signed with pseudonyms to protect their sources. The chart includes currents and prevailing wind data. This requires months, if not years, of persistent real-time observation. It debunks the idea that earlier centuries lacked the means to cross the Pacific. The ship technology of the time was far more robust than we assume. We see a direct continuity from Polynesian navigation to these secret European charts. The Onaxis map shows a bridge between different oceanic cultures. It is a document of trade, exploitation, and, ultimately, human ambition. The accuracy of the coastlines suggests long-term, established maritime contact. We must accept that our history books have a bias toward written, public records. These hidden charts are the primary source of a global, secretive era. We study them to fill the voids in our official archives. The Onaxis legacy is one of silent achievement in a competitive world. Every mark on the chart has a strategic purpose. It is a masterwork of clandestine cartography. We keep uncovering more of these maps in basement archives and private estates. Each find redefines the timeline of human exploration. The Pacific was conquered, mapped, and trade routed long before we were told. The map hides the truth, or reveals it. Exploration is an endless journey. We learn from every document. The secret trade routes are finally emerging. Onaxis left us a legacy of mystery and an incredible map. The truth is out there in the archives. The map is the guide. History is ours to find. We are getting closer. Number 4, the Al-Idrisi Tabula. In 1154, the Arab cartographer Al-Idrisi created the Tabula Rogeriana. It was commissioned by King Roger II of Sicily. This map depicted the known world with scientific precision. It was far more accurate than any European chart of its time. Al-Idrisi utilized a vast network of information from Islamic scholars. He was a pioneer in using observational data for cartography. The map includes the entire Eurasian continent and North Africa. Its orientation places the south at the top, a common practice in Islamic cartography. This helps us understand the perspective of ancient explorers. Al-Idrisi compiled his data by interviewing travelers at the royal court. He cross-referenced their stories with existing written accounts. The map displays mountain ranges, rivers, and cities with distinct symbols. He was the first to describe the climate zones of the world systematically. This was a monumental task for the 12th century. It proves that the Islamic world preserved and expanded upon Greco-Roman knowledge. While Europe was deep in the Middle Ages, Sicily was a hub of global enlightenment. Al-Idrisi's work influenced generations of sailors and mapmakers. His influence can be seen in the later works of the Renaissance. He demonstrated that cartography is a collaborative, global discipline. We see his attention to detail in the precise coastal outlines of the Mediterranean. Every city is named and located according to astronomical data. It remains one of the greatest accomplishments of pre-modern geography. We can still identify the trade routes he mapped out across the desert. His legacy is one of precision, curiosity, and immense scholarship. We must recognize the Arab contribution to modern mapmaking. Without scholars like Al-Idrisi, the age of discovery would have lacked the necessary foundational data. The Tabula Rogeriana is a monument to the power of cross-cultural communication. It stands as a reminder of the global nature of human knowledge. Every detail on his map is a testament to the accuracy of his sources. We continue to marvel at his ability to synthesize such vast information. The map survives in several manuscripts, each as beautiful as the last. It invites us to see the world from a different, enlightened perspective. The Tabula Rogeriana is the standard by which all medieval maps are measured. Al-Idrisi changed geography forever. He brought light to the world. His map is a treasure of human intelligence. We are still learning from it. History is a shared record. The tabula remains supreme, truly a masterpiece of the Golden Age. His influence is eternal. Al-Idrisi's vision endures. A world united by knowledge. The journey continued. Number 3. The Vinland Map. The Vinland Map has been the most contentious object in modern cartography. It surfaced in the 1960s with a claim of pre-Columbian Norse discovery. The map depicts a large island in the Atlantic west of Greenland. This island is labeled as Vinland, the site of Viking settlement. It appeared to confirm the sagas of Leif Erikson's journeys. Scholars initially were thrilled by the prospect of Norse American contact. The map included Greenland in a very accurate insular shape. This accuracy was unusual for the 15th century context. For decades, it was considered the ultimate proof of Norse exploration. Then, forensic analysis began to reveal disturbing contradictions. Chemists identified a pigment in the ink that was synthesized in the 1920s. This suggested the map was a masterfully crafted modern forgery. The scientific community was shocked by the revelation. Yet the provenance of the parchment is undeniably medieval. How could modern ink appear on ancient, authentic parchment? Some researchers theorize that the map was a partial forgery of a real original. Perhaps someone updated a medieval document to add missing information. Others argue the entire object is a clever stunt by an expert forger. The saga of the map continues to evolve as new technologies emerge. It remains a fascinating study in the limits of our historical authentication tools. Even as a forgery, it is a piece of art that reflects our deep desire to prove ancient journeys. It challenges our own bias toward the narratives we want to believe. We are reminded that every document must be scrutinized with rigorous, impartial science. The Vinland Map is a cautionary tale for all historians. It illustrates the danger of confirmation bias in academic discovery. Despite the forgery accusations, the Norse settlement at Lance Oaks Meadows is real. We know they reached America, even if this specific map is a fake. The debate itself has generated significant interest in North Atlantic archaeology. We learn about Norse ships, sagas, and medieval cartographic traditions through this controversy. Every scan and analysis adds a new layer to the mystery. Whether it's an authentic original or a brilliant deception, it is an iconic object. We use it to refine our forensic methods for historical artifacts. The Vinland Map remains a placeholder for the genuine Viking spirit of exploration. It forces us to demand more from our historical evidence. We look at it today as a lens into our own academic insecurities. It is a masterpiece of deception, if a deception at all. The map lives on as an object of immense debate. History can be deceiving, but the truth usually finds a way. The Vikings were real. The mystery is real. We move forward with sharper eyes and better science. The legacy continues. Number 2, the hypothetical Atlantis map. For centuries, maps have attempted to locate the legendary island of Atlantis. Plato first described it as a technologically advanced civilization that vanished into the sea. Many medieval and early modern cartographers placed it in the middle of the Atlantic. These maps are not scientific. They are expressions of a deep-seated cultural memory. They represent our collective obsession with lost history. Some cartographers use sonar data to map the mid-Atlantic ridge as a potential site. They argued that the shape of the ridge mimics the descriptions of the island. While there is no definitive geological evidence for a sunken continent, the maps are influential. They show that human imagination often leads where evidence lags. These maps are not mere failures of geography. They are charts of human longing. They reveal a desire to find a tangible origin for human achievement. Every cartographer who placed Atlantis on a map was attempting to bridge the gap between myth and reality. They were fueled by the same spirit that drove exploration across the oceans. Even when the island disappeared from the charts, the idea of a lost world remained. It inspired generations to explore the deepest trenches of the ocean. Modern technology has mapped the floor of the Atlantic, with incredible precision. Yet the myth of Atlantis continues to inspire, even if it remains physically absent from the map. These maps are a testament to the power of a story to shape geographic discourse. They illustrate the intersection of geography, philosophy, and collective folklore. We view these maps today with a mix of scientific skepticism and wonder. They remind us that history is not just about what is known, it is about what we yearn to discover. The maps are beautiful, complex, and full of imaginative detail. They are the most honest reflection of what humanity believes about its past. Each map of Atlantis is a window into the time and place of its creation. They teach us that even myths have a map. The story of Atlantis is the story of our desire to belong to a legacy that transcends time. We search for our beginnings. Atlantis is in our imagination and on our charts. Mapping myths is a human trait. We need the mystery. The search is the reward. Maybe it was real. Maybe it's a dream. It matters not. The legend survives. Atlantis lives in our story, and our maps, our endless map of desire. The quest is eternal. History is ours to write. Atlantis is always just over the horizon. We continue the journey. The horizon is ours. Atlantis forever. Number 1. The Piri Reis Antarctica. Revisited. The Piri Reis map remains the most enduring enigma of cartographic history. It is the single document that haunts the margins of geography. Our current understanding of the 16th century is shattered by its existence. Admiral Piri Reis, a naval commander, created a vision of the world that defied current naval knowledge. His map, found in a pile of rubble in the Topkapi Palace, is a testament to the lost records of the past. It shows us that humanity once possessed a global view we can barely reconstruct. We analyze it with seismic data, modern satellite imagery, and chemical testing. Each test yields more questions than it answers. Is it a masterpiece of synthesis or a glimpse into a forgotten technology? We find that the accuracy of the coastlines, the South American, African, and potential Antarctic reaches defies simple explanation. We cannot dismiss it as a mere artifact of a confused era. Piri Reis was a precise individual, a professional who relied on the best navigation equipment. He compiled existing data, not fiction, from 20 unique source maps. His work captures a historical continuity that we are only beginning to grasp. It connects the wisdom of the Greeks, the curiosity of Columbus, and the intelligence of the Ottoman Navy. The map stands as a bridge between the ancient maritime traditions and the early modern age. It challenges our linear history by presenting an advanced view of the world from the 1500s. We see the influence of secret maritime networks that existed outside of public history. The Piri Reis map forces us to confront our hubris about our modern intellectual standing. We were not the first to look out into the vast oceans and understand them. We are merely the current inheritors of a long hidden chain of exploration. It teaches us that documentation is often secondary to the hidden reality of discovery. We must continue to analyze its every line and coordinate with open, skeptical, and curious minds. The Piri Reis map is a silent witness to a more connected, ancient human history. It remains our most potent symbol of what we have yet to discover. We will continue to study it, for it represents the very nature of human progress. The map is a puzzle that keeps evolving as our science grows. It is the ultimate testament to the spirit of the cartographer. We continue to gaze at it, looking for the secrets that Piri Reis himself found and encoded in ink. Our history is incomplete as long as this map exists as an enigma. It is the guide we use to find our own place in the vast ancient history of discovery. The mystery remains, and that is why we are here. This is our heritage. Our curiosity is the key. Piri Reis opened the door we have yet to step through. But we are learning the world is larger than we think. The past is brighter than we remember. The mystery endures. We seek the truth forever and always. The map will remain a guide for us all. Thank you for joining us.